Thank you for staying with us. Following the suspension of all poverty alleviation programs carried out by the National Social Investment Program Agency, a former beneficiary of the NPOWER program and ambassador of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Orioye Bendict, has described the president's intervention in the NSI crisis as noble. He said that the president's swift intervention to the situation should be applauded. President Tinubu, who had constituted a special presidential panel to investigate the social investment program, expect them to take comprehensive review and audit of existing financial frameworks and policy of the agency. He also tasked the committee to ensure that all those found culpable be brought to justice to serve as a deterrent to others. Joining us via Zoom from Akure is the National Ambassador, MSME, and former beneficiary NPOWER program, Orioye Bendict. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Right. Let's begin with your perception of how swiftly the government waded into the matter of the various revelations we saw coming out of the humanitarian ministry.
Yeah, first and foremost, we need to thank President Bola Tinubu for his intervention, because actually this is the program that affected the life of the vulnerable, the poor masses. And more so, this is coming at a period when Nigeria is going through excruciating pain as a result of the removal of the fuel subsidy. And it's a thing of serious concern for we Nigerian youth, especially those of us who has benefited from this program then during former President Buhari administration, and we know what this program has actually done for us. And seeing it this time around, the decision and the position of Mr. President is very decisive, and it shows that Mr. President actually mean well for the poor masses of this country, especially the unemployed graduate, because this is the social investment program is one of the programs that actually affected virtually all the sector, both the poor, the vulnerable, and the middle class in the society. Because if you're a rich man and you have thousands of poor people around you, of course it's going to affect you. So for his intervention, we want to laud that intervention, and it is very sweet and laudable. Thank Mr. President for that.
Right. The president also said that he's committed to the school feeding program, and he has enjoined all state governors to wade into this and ensure that this is done across the nation. But in the meantime, now that the president has suspended the social intervention programs, in the meantime, what would you suggest that is being done? Because of course something has to be done, looking at the harrowing impact that is being that is received from the removal of fuel subsidy and the attendant rising cost of commodities.
Okay, for me, suspending the program, it is not a bad idea. But one, for the school feeding program, we need to consider the school children that are actually benefiting from this program, because they are the one that has the lowest aim of receiving this social investment program. Of course, for the past 2 years, the children has not been fed as a result of one administrative bottleneck or the likes. But the children are already expectant that this year, 2024, being January, because the school has resumed, that of course they are going to be fed. So for me, I would have wished that Mr. President set aside the school feeding program and allow the program to run. The reason being that, of course, one of the importance of the school feeding program is that it enhances enrollment, increases enrollment. Because I am also an aggregator of the school feeding program, because I moved from NPOWER program to the school feeding program. And being a national PRO of the aggregators forum, the aggregation system is actually one of the best, because it affected the farmers. It gives them an automatic market, because they know that the aggregators are coming to offtake from their farm. And of course, that has affected them. And the children as well, they are so happy, especially when it is during the egg week, because every Wednesday, the children are expected to consume an egg. So for example, especially in the rural area, for a case study, in Ondo State now, the program is very successful, and this thing has increased and enhanced enrollment, and the nutritional value of what is being given to the children is good. So for me, especially the school feeding program, I want to appreciate the president for saying that he wants to take it serious, because these are part of his initiative and these are part of his idea. So for the school feeding program, I feel that the school feeding program should run now that the school is in session. And constituting the panel, having the Minister of Economy and Finance in that panel is the best. Because in the past, one of the challenges that we face is the administrative bottleneck, moving fund from Ministry of Finance, Budget and Economy Planning. But this time around, everybody is involved. So that is why I love the panel that was set up. The Ministry of Finance is there, the Ministry of Health is there, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, because virtually all this program affected majority of the youth. So the Minister of Youth, who is there, will be able to represent his primary constituency. The Minister of Health is also there to ascertain the level of the vendors that are producing, that are cooking for the children. So for me, it's also a good idea. And for the Governors Forum, for Nigeria Governors Forum, I know they know the best thing to do as regards this, because they know the economic implication of having the school feeding program running in their state when they have a coordinating person who is a focal person who reports directly to the governor of this respective state. And for the state as well, the federal government is feeding from primary 1 to 3. While the state government, I feel that they should take it up from primary 4 to 6, so that everybody at the primary school level can benefit from the school feeding program.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's look at it closely now. As much as we know that this program and every other program under the humanitarian ministry is beneficial to the society, especially the poorest of the poor, as is being defined by the government to addressing their issues, we must also ensure that we insulate it from corruption as it is, because that is what we have seen with the revelation coming out of the ministry. How do we insulate this ministry from corruption as it is? That is why the government wants to rework the ministry so that it addresses and it meets the demands of the people as against meeting the demands of certain persons' pockets.
Okay, first and foremost, the federal government has been able to institutionalize this program with the National Assembly. That is a first good step that has been taken by the federal government. But for now, I feel that since the president has set up a presidential panel to look at all of this, for me as a person, I will also wish they invite the necessary stakeholders to come together to look at how to insulate this program properly. For example, now we have the former special advisor to the president on this program, Miriam Uwais, and Afolabi Imokwede, who during their period, they come out oftentimes to address the beneficiaries of this program and douse tension. And these are stakeholders that should be contacted to have a proper framework and a policy framework that will actually insulate this program, so that this program can be seamless and get directly to the beneficiary and the masses. Of course, the excruciating pain, the economy is very hard, especially to
so
the masses.
You that have been a beneficiary of this program, tell us what you think the government can do differently.
Okay, one of the things that the government can do differently is not too different from what Mr. President is doing, to make sure that there's absolute transparency in this program. And once there's transparency in this program, it's a program that's going to run seamlessly and it will get to the masses directly, and which the Mr. President is doing. So I want to say, let's leave it to the panel that Mr. President has constituted to do justice to this by inviting the necessary stakeholders to bring all these things together. For me, as a beneficiary, this program has been very good to me, because if not for this program actually brought me to limelight. I was a fisherman before this program, but today, the way the program is run, I moved from being an Empower beneficiary to an MSME person and to an aggregator. And today I'm an employer of labor. So if this program has been running seamlessly, we will have thousands of me in this country who are also employer of labor. Thank you.
Right. It's good. You've actually answered my next question, which is, how you benefited from NPower. At the same time, you are also, you're also appreciating the president for acting very fast in suspending some of these programs and all of that. I'm wondering, why you as a beneficiary, although it was formed in 2016, were you a beneficiary under the former President Muhammad Buhari's administration or this current administration? And the reason why you're calling for the suspension of the program, appreciating the president for acting swiftly. What is the correlation?
Okay, I actually benefited during President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president administration, and the reason is that this program was initiated to run on the principle I call the LEO. You learn, you earn, and you own yourself. You own an enterprise. The learn is that during the President Muhammadu Buhari administration, a tablet device was given to us that was preloaded with so many entrepreneurial skills, and from that tablet device, I was able to tap so many things from it. Having been a fisherman, I decided to take it up and the value chain in the crayfish business. That's what brought me to limelight. So for President Bola Tinubu to actually do the same thing, we still need to go back to the status quo and let's bring the stakeholders that initiated this program. Let's bring them together. How do we do it and where are we getting it from? So that the feedback mechanism can be a reason for the committee, the presidential panel, to bring up a very robust contribution that will make this program go forward. Because looking at it, this program is what actually affected vast majority of the masses and larger population of Nigeria as a country.
All right, we'll leave this conversation here now, but we must thank you, National Ambassador, MSME, and former beneficiary of NPower program, Orioye Bendict, for your time on the program.
Thank you so much.